evangelist. I'm an author, and I've traveled about 3 million miles around the world. And you can see over my shoulder right here a transformation that took place. And I'm super honored that you would take time to join us today. We're going to talk about health and hope. We're going to talk about how to take back your future, how to dream big. And before I get started, though, I've invited two of my very close friends. We've been friends for many, many years. They are also involved in ministry, and they are pastors. They're apostolic. They're writers. They've just been dear friends for a long time. And I asked them to join me on this Zoom today. We call this a Health and Hope, or this Facebook Live. We call this a Health and Hope gathering because for the next few minutes, we're going to talk about how to transform your future, how to take back your health. And if you wonder why I'm so radical about it and why I'm so excited about it, you're going to hear that in just a moment. But JoJo and Autumn, I want to welcome you guys. Are you doing good today?
Great, thank you.
Doing great.
Well, hey, how long have we been friends? We've been friends for about 10 years, I think.
Yes, sir.
10 years.
Hey, tell us real quick where you guys are on from, and just tell me about your family and all that for just a few minutes, few seconds.
I'm JoJo Dawson. This is the love of my life, Autumn. We're from Texarkana. As Pastor Pat said, we have a church, network, authors, YouTubers, just living the life that God has called us to live.
And we have 3 awesome children. They are world changers. We have daughters, Malachi and Judah. And we have a little boy named Ezra. And they are just incredible kids. And we're so just grateful to be able to be where we are. And we are from the great state of Texas.
Hey, we live in Fort Worth as well. And you guys, thank you for coming on today, because we're going to take just a few moments and we're going to tell folks, maybe you're watching and it's dinner time or it's lunchtime. And by the way, do us a favor, reshare this for us. And if whoever invited you on this Zoom, or you saw it on their page, or this Facebook, you saw it on their page, when we get done with this call, reach out to them, because they can take what we're about to share a little bit deeper. But we're going to talk to you about health and hope and basically our story. And what you have to understand is in just a few minutes, you're going to hear about how you can change your health. Let me tell you my story real quick, and then I'm going to have JoJo and Autumn tell their story. But Karen and I, many of you know this, we write books, we travel the world, we do ministry. We've been doing it for a long time. We've been married 29 years. We have a 16-year-old daughter, Abby, and a 27-year-old son, Nate. He's married out in California to Adrian, and our 2 grandsons. But in November of 2015, I had an awakening. And the awakening was that you can touch the world and you can minister to the world, or you can breathe life to the world, but you can die yourself. You know, it's kind of like the old analogy when you get on a plane, if it loses oxygen, I'll never forget, it offended me the first time I heard him say, put the mask on yourself before you put it on your child. I'm like, wait a minute, I would want to save my child. But you know what I've learned? In the midst of saving everyone else, you can die. So that's why they say put the oxygen on you first. Well, I was at that place. Took a picture with my grandson, came back to the hotel. It was Thanksgiving, and I thought, my goodness, if I don't change my life, I will not see him grow up. I was 72 pounds overweight. I had a lot of health issues. Just doing life. I love to work out, but I could not lose weight. And about a month and a half later, I met the guy that would become my health coach. His name is Corey. And I jumped on this plan, and it changed my life forever. I lost 72 pounds in 5 months. Karen lost 24 pounds. She had a hysterectomy. And so she found herself struggling to lose weight. She loved to work out. But in that process, I got my health back. I don't have high blood pressure anymore. There's a lot of other issues that were just cleared up. I'm on no medication. And something went off in my spirit, my heart. And I said, wait a minute. You know, I've spent my life ministering to about 2 million plus people. And JoJo, one of the things that went off in my spirit was, I've helped people with their mind, I've helped them with their spirit, but I've not helped them with their body. And so we made this a part of what we do. And now we've helped about, I don't know, 50 or 60 or more, 1,000 more people. But the plan works. And I love seeing people get healthy, because we are hope dealers and grave robbers. And I'm going to be honest with you, I am tired as a minister. And this is what we're about to share with y'all is not a Christian company. It's a Fortune 500 company. But what you have to understand is this company works. And I love what happened a couple of days ago, JoJo, when a friend of mine who's a high school coach texted me. He had been on the plan for about a week and had lost 19 pounds his first week. I told him about a year ago, and he said, this thing works. He's actually lost more now. And so, JoJo, tell them your story, y'all's story real quick, and then we're going to tell them what this is all about. We're not going to take a lot of your time, because some of you are watching this from break or at home or on lunch or whatever, and we want to guard your time. Go ahead, JoJo.
Well, Pastor Pat reached out to me 3 years ago because he loves us. And it took me 3 years to actually say yes. But what happened is I had a double hernia surgery that cut me open from hip to hip. And after the surgery, I just didn't rehabilitate right. And one thing about our family, we love volleyball. And my two daughters last year were out in the backyard playing because they both made the A team in junior high. And I couldn't get out there and play. And I played competitively. And I couldn't get out there and play because I was carrying about 20, 25 pounds around where the procedures were. So I called Pat and I said, can you help me lose 10, 15 pounds? He's like, no, I can help you lose 20, 25. And I said, okay. And so I lost 19 pounds in 2 weeks. Last night, I was out there with my kids. We played for an hour. My youngest one set me and I went up and I crushed it. Then my older one said, now let me set you. And then, so we started playing. I'm talking hardcore for an hour. They said, Dad, how do you feel? And I said, I feel great. One of the reasons I wanted to do that was to get back out in the yard and play the sport with my daughters that I love. Also, you know, I thought that the airport was my second home for a while. And I was so miserable flying to places going to pour my life out because I was hurting because of the surgery. But now that I've lost this weight, I feel absolutely great. I feel like I'm in my 20s. I'm 45, even though I look younger. And we're just regaining our life. And I'm just so thankful that you reached out to me, Pat. And now the way that I feel, I want everybody to feel this way.
I love it. Autumn, talk to us.
Yes. And we just love the quality of life that it's given so many people that we've helped along this journey. I have a friend who was just struggling with so much inflammation in her body and just the inflammation around her knee. And since being on the program, after a week, she sent me a message just saying how that the swelling is gone, the inflammation is gone. Not only did she lose after 2 weeks 9 pounds, but today I got a text and she said, I am wearing clothes that I couldn't wear before, which is so awesome because it's just brought a new wind to her. It's just increased the quality of her life. And we have a friend who's a doctor and we love him. He's been a friend for a long time. And you know, after being on the plan for about 6 weeks, he's already lost over 40 pounds. And so that just does something to you.
Okay, say that again. So you have a doctor that's lost 40 pounds?
Yes, in 6 weeks. He's lost 40 pounds in 6 weeks.
That's killer. Well, you know, really quick, guys, let me tell you what we're talking about. And that's powerful. I could show you a picture. I actually got this printed a couple days ago. And this is me 10 years ago at my son's high school football game. And this is 2 weeks ago at Daystar TV where we're doing an interview. This guy right here was looking for something. I mean, you can see I'm just like, there was a lot going on in my life at that point. I was pastoring a church in Birmingham and 40 years old, 50 years old. And I just decided, you know what? That picture popped up, the 10-year timeline thing on Facebook popped up. And I went, oh my goodness, that shows that I was in trouble for a long time. And so let me take a moment and just tell you guys about this plan and tell you what it's all about. The company that we're a part of is called Optavia. And, you know, JoJo, I want to go ahead and tell them what it's all about. It started about 40 years ago. The parent company's Medifast, but about 19 years ago, a man by the name of Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson said, listen, you can eat right, but you need to have a coach and you need to have someone that'll teach you the habits of health. So we have 4 pillars that are part of this company. So let me tell you about the company Optavia. It's rated A+ on Bloomberg's. It's one of the top health companies in America. We're not a diet, we're a health transformation plan. And what we do is we walk right beside you. And basically, and JoJo's going to explain the 4 pillars in just a moment. But basically, this company is not only rated A+ on Bloomberg's, it's traded on New York Stock Exchange. It is a solid company. Now, many of you that are watching this on my Facebook, you know that we are ministers. You know that we're people of honor and integrity, untainted record of purity. And so for us to be a part of something like this, it had to be pretty solid. And I had never done anything like this, but it so transformed my life. My brother lost 80 pounds. I've got another friend who's a pastor that lost 115 pounds. Some of the top leaders in America we've been able to walk with. But even more than that, we offer 4 pillars. It's not a diet. It's a transformation. It's not transactional. It's transformational. We walk right beside you. But JoJo, would you take just a moment and tell them about the 4 pillars? And then I'm going to explain how the plan works, what Optavia is all about. And by the way, remember guys, whoever invited you, Go back to them. If you're watching this, if you got a video sent to you, if you're watching it live on Facebook, whatever it is, go to that person and say, okay, I want to hear more, because we're just giving you the basics. Go ahead, JoJo.
Well, we love the integrity of this company. And as integrous people, it was so important to us to have that. And so the 4 pillars that we learned about and we absolutely love. And the first one is coaching. And we've always been people who've wanted to help others. We love to move people forward in life. Often we say that. What do you do for a living? We move people forward. And so that's a part of our life. And so one of the great pillars is coaching. You get someone in your corner who is believing for you to hit those goals. You get someone to champion you and stand with you during this process. Did you know that 85% of people who get on a program, if they don't have a coach, if they don't have someone with them, that they won't succeed? So one of the great pillars of this is that you get a coach to help you. And the other great thing is community. We love community. Community is a big part of who we are just as ministers. But when you do something together with people who are going after the same goal to get their health back, there's synergy with that. And so this community has been amazing. We have a group called Pat to Awesome, because that's where you're going to end up, is at Awesome with this community. So that's the second pillar. And the third pillar is the habits of health. And just learning these habits have been transformational for Joe and I. You know, we learned about the stop, the challenge, and the choose. You know, most people don't make those decisions in their life. They get hung up in cycles. But when you begin to break those cycles and replace them with new habits, you change your future. You give yourself something that you can utilize for the rest of your life. So I love the habits of health that you learn along this journey. And the last one, just 25% of this journey is the fuelings, which we absolutely love. And the fuelings are incredible. We love that they already have 24 vitamins and minerals in them, that they have your probiotic, that they have all of the protein, 11 grams of protein. And so we love that it's an easy plan to follow and that the fuelings are incredible. We love that part.
You know, guys, listen, I've watched this change so many lives. And people would say to me, I've had people say to me, because, you know, they go, all right, we're watching you transform. We watched you. I mean, I'm going to show you something real quick. Okay. That's Daystar right there. The week before I started the plan. Well, actually the day that I realized I had to change, February 22nd, 2016. And then this obviously is last week on Daystar. Here's what I want to say to you guys that are watching right now. You're going, okay, just another gimmick. No. I had tried everything. In fact, I actually almost went and had weight loss surgery, and I felt in my heart I wasn't supposed to do it. And I said, all right, then I got to find something. And that's when I was introduced to the plan. Let me tell you how the plan works. The plan, basically, Optavia is called 5-in-1. And we offer different plans for different people. So if you're on the go, we offer that. If you have celiac disease, my wife has a gluten intolerance. She cannot have gluten. We have all that. Nursing moms, all that kind of stuff. But the way the plan works is it's called 5-in-1. And so what would happen is if you jumped on the plan, you would reach out to the person that invited you, their coach, that we get a certification to be a coach. And then all of a sudden, they would help you order a kit. And the way it works is the kit would come in between probably 6 to 10 days. The minute it comes in, we start with you the night before and say, okay, here's what you're going to do tomorrow. That's what my coach did for me. You're going to jump up. You're going to weigh in. You might even want to take front and side pictures to save on your phone for later. Then every day you're going to eat 5 meals from the company: bars, shakes, cereal, marinara. I mean, there's all kinds of different foods. And they all taste really good, actually. And which is shocking to me because I had tried everything, trust me. But the food actually tastes really good and it's healthy. So what'll happen is you'll eat 5 meals from the company each day, one every 2.5 to 3 hours. Then you're going to eat at supper time or lunch, whatever you choose, what's called a lean and green. It's 5 to 7 ounces of meat, vegetables. We give you a little book that explains all that. We give you a video that explains all that. So a total of 6 meals a day. And you're eating, and you're really, the way I like to say it is, it's, any bodybuilder will tell you, it's called putting logs on the fire. You're keeping the metabolism burning. We're getting you into fat burn. And so you'll eat a total of 6 meals a day. The meals are small, but it's so crazy now, JoJo. I can be walking through the airport going to speak somewhere, and literally hunger will hit, and I'll look down exactly 2.5 hours because I've trained my body now 3.5 years later to eat, no matter what. Keep eating all day. But the thing is, each meal has about 150 calories in it. So you balance out to get in fat burn. After about the third day, you're not going to be able to buy a nap. It is crazy. The most intense energy. My next to last book, we're in the middle of writing when I went on the plan. And I came down at one point from upstairs from writing. Jojo, I looked, and Autumn, I looked at Karen. I said, I can't write. She goes, why? I said, I have too much energy. There's no lethargy. There's no tiredness. Because that's what it does. It's radical. My friend that lost 19 pounds in 1 week said, bro, he's a high school football coach. This was last week. He said, he's in the middle of football season. He said, I'm already feeling this unbelievable energy. And he's got a ways to go, and I'm going to walk right beside him. Because see, you don't pay anybody to coach you. We walk right with you. First 8 days, we send you a video. We check on you. First night, we get on a phone call with you. The 8th day, we do a celebration when you weigh in. You're on it with someone that cares, that actually believes in you. Because again, we're transformational, not transactional. But in the process, we're going to teach you the habits of health. We've actually got a brand new app that Dr. Anderson came out with that you log into, and it reminds you to eat. It sends you a video each day. It's pretty incredible. So 5 and 1. Then each day we're going to encourage you to drink half your body weight in water, or at least 64 ounces. And the way I do it is I drink a bottle of water with every meal. You have 6 meals, I drink a bottle of water. It flushes out those fat cells and cleans your body out. And I haven't had a soda. Now here's what's crazy, because I used to go to the movies and I would drink 2 big gulps and a giant thing of popcorn. That was my drug. I haven't had a soda in my body in going on almost February will be 4 years. Here's what I want you to understand. My taste buds literally changed because I was a sweet addict. Because some people are either salt or sweet. And then the other thing is we want you to try to get 7 hours sleep. So 5 and 1, half your body weight in water, and 7 hours sleep. But here's what we want you to understand. It's not a gimmick. It's not fake. It's real. We're a part of a team of hundreds and hundreds of health coaches, and we're people of integrity and purity, and we love rescuing people. You say, okay, well, there's always 2 questions, and I'm gonna let Jojo or Autumn talk about that, but 2 questions people want to know. How much does it cost? Does it taste good? And we're gonna walk right with you on that too. And then we're gonna give you a final challenge. But guys, if you want to do this, it's a good friend of mine, a spiritual parent in my life, her name's Jeannie Mayo. She says, it's never too late to be who you are always intended to become. I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm a brand new person. I went from a 48 jacket to a 42, from a nearly 40 waist pair of pants to a 33. I even lost half a shoe size. It changed my life. I even had to get my glasses readjusted. And here I am 3.5 years later. And I think longevity, just like in ministry, just like in life, just like in marriage, you don't really celebrate somebody that's been married 3 years. Ooh, cool. But you'll celebrate somebody that's been married 30 years in this culture. Same thing with us. When you look at someone like us, we are going on our 4th year and we are never going back. I don't want to, you know why? Because I got that picture on the beach there with my family. I used to hide from pictures. So if you're watching this right now and you say, you know what? I don't know if this will work for me. I just say, give it a shot. I say, take a chance. I say, get healthy by Thanksgiving. I say, dream a dream. It's never too late to become who you were called. This is your now moment. Jojo, tell them about the taste and the cost, because people always want to know those 2 things, and then we'll bring it to a close.
First of all, I absolutely love the taste. I like the bars. I can do 5 bars a day. And, it costs about $14 a day high end, but sometimes coaches have sponsorships, they have scholarships. And when you can get a scholarship, it can actually bring it down sometimes. And so what happens is for lunch, for me, I spend $14, $15 a day for lunch. And actually the first month that we did it, Pat, when we looked at our monthly budget, we actually saved money. Wait a minute, lose weight, feel great, and save money. Who in the world doesn't want to do that? And when as you always say, the way that I felt, I would have ate cardboard to do
right.
it. But it tastes good. And it's amazing. And there's such a wide variety that when I got on it, I said, this plan is too good to be true. Then I got another friend that's been doing it for a while. And he said, Joe, this seems too good to be true. It's good. I've lost weight. I've saved money. And I feel good about the feelings. And so I'm super encouraged by just the way that it's transforming our life. And it's the easiest thing in the world to follow.
Well, I'm jumping on a flight to South Africa in about 3 weeks. I still carry my fueling. Some people like the bars, some people like the shake, some people like the brownie mix, some people like Karen loves the brownie mix. She puts a little waffle maker. I still, when I travel, do the plan, because bottom line is I could spend $14 at Chick-fil-A and Starbucks in the airport on one meal. So that's 5 meals. So I tell people, and yeah, reach out to the person who invited you. They may be offering a little bit of scholarship. The first month you actually get 5 boxes free, and you don't have to keep doing it. There's no contract, weird stuff like that. Nothing like that. This company is so integrated. We have over 2,200 doctors that back this company. Some of our closest friends in this company are heart surgeons. One doctor gave up his practice because he said, if I can rescue people before they have surgery. See, my family has heart problems. And I began to have some of those signs. My brother was on high blood pressure medicine for 17 years. And the bottom line is, you can do it now or you can pay later. And I promise this is preventative. I've got a good friend that literally went to the doctor. He's in his 60s. He went to his doctor after losing 80 pounds. His doctor walked in and said, I don't know what you're doing, but you've got the best blood results I've seen in 15 years. And he was able to have his knee replacement. You see, here's what we want to tell you guys. You're called to live long. You're called to make the dash on your tombstone count. I always say I want to get to heaven with nothing left to do. And some of you have stopped dreaming. So you may even want to reach out to us and say, hey, down the road, I want to coach. This company will bless you for coaching people. But in create a stream, that's something we can talk to you about later. But Autumn, I just want to say, how has this shifted your family in the last 7 weeks?
Well, this program has been incredible. Just to see Joe with energy again. He's already a pretty energetic guy, but I could just see that he could move around more. He had more mobility. And, when I look at this program, I think, I am worth the investment that this program gives me. And I'm not just buying food, but I'm sowing into my future. I'm sowing into the future me. And I love that about this program. And I love the energy. And one of the biggest things, the shift that I really saw in Joe's life, he's a go-getter kind of guy, but his sleep, the sleep that it brought him at night, that he was able to sleep without being so restless, that was so encouraging to us. So it's done so much for our family, and we started coaching. It impacted us so much, and we've been able to pay it forward for people in our lives that we know that this program would benefit so much. When they get their health back, their family gets a new mom and dad. When they get their health back, they get a new employee at the office. When they take back their health, their whole life changes. So it's been incredible for us.
One of the things Karen and I love is I coach all the guys on our team, and Karen coaches all the ladies. And it's created this kind of community that we never knew we had, traveling, going around the world, doing all that we do. Now we have relationships for a lifetime, and we believe that you can do ministry or do life or do business. I talked to an engineer earlier today who's lost 20 pounds. And the thing is that, guys, what we love about it is we can also be a CEO, and you guys are CEOs. In other words, we can help people take back their health and their future. And guys, I want to say this to you. There comes a moment, if you're watching right now, where you go, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to shift my life. I'm ready to live longer. I'm ready to dream. I get out in the backyard when my grandsons are in town, and I'm a lunatic. I don't get embarrassed to take my shirt off at the beach anymore. All the stuff that men don't really like to talk about, but I want to tell you this. Your family's worth it. If you're married, your spouse is worth it. We're called to live a long, long life and do great things. And so the last thing we're going to say as we wrap this up is whoever invited you, whoever's Facebook you saw this on, or somebody sent you a video, reach out to them. Let them go deeper. They'll tell you even more. They can get you signed up today. They can get you started. I want to say to every mom that's out there that is weary and tired, you deserve the energy. People go, well, if I'm doing this plan, how do my kids eat? Your kids will start eating healthy with you when they do the lean and green. And some of the questions I've heard throughout, is this a gimmick? Is it a pyramid? Nothing like that. Listen, I am a published author under a publishing company. What I mean by that is I have certain things I cannot be a part of. We are people of honor, purity, integrity. And Karen and I, what we love is the 40, 50, 60,000 lives that we've been able to see change in 3.5 years. We're not stopping. We're not letting off the gas because we are changing families' future days, meaning we're changing the postcards where someone's not missing from the picture at Christmas time. We've seen people on this in their teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And I guess the last thing I would say to you is one precious lady, she's in her 70s. And one day she walked into her grandson's house and her daughter's house. Her grandson was sitting there. He's playing a video game. He didn't notice her. He didn't know who she was. She had lost 100 pounds. And finally he looks up and he goes, "Grandma, is that you?" Karen coached this lady. And she said she cried because her own grandson, she had lost 100 pounds. She's in her 70s. And he said, "You don't even look like the same person." Guys, there comes a moment where you take back your future. Anything you want to close out with this, JoJo, because Karen, I love doing life with y'all, and we're so proud of you. Anything else you want to say as we wrap this up?
I just encourage everybody to really consider this. I always knew that we were living a good life, and we like to talk about living our best life. But until a few months ago, I can tell you that I wasn't living my best life. But because, like you said, as preachers, we always preach to the spirit, the soul, but never the body. Now I can tell people when you take your health back, you will be able to run forward and do all that you were created to do. Your vacations, you can take them to a whole nother level. You can go out there and tell people to take their health back and get all that God has for you out of life and go for it. This is a time that you just got to step up and say, let's go in life. And we're going for it with everything that we got.
I love it. Autumn, you want to say anything?
I forgot to tell you that I lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks on this program. So anybody, no matter what stage in life you are, if you have a little to lose or a lot to lose, this program works for everyone.
Let's get started. Let's do this. If you're watching this, somebody invited you, reach out to them and say, okay, tell me more. And they'll even talk to you more. They'll do what's called a health assessment. They'll walk you through to answer some questions, see where you score at. I think you'll be shocked. And they'll do a health assessment with you. And so we encourage you, jump in, check it out, reach out to them, whether it's reaching out to Autumn and JoJo, who are two of the finest coaches I know, or whoever invited you, whether it's Emily Epperson, whether it's Pat and Karen, whether it's probably the hundreds of people that are sharing this video. Hey, guys, thank you for joining us today. Autumn and JoJo, I love you so much. I love doing life with you. I love that we're partners in changing people's lives. And so everybody, thank you for joining us. Have an amazing day, and God bless you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.